You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live. Stand up, sit down, featuring in-depth discussion and interviews with stand-up comedians on the art of stand-up comedy. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, stand up, sit down.
What is up, guys? How are you? Wow. Been a party all the time. Welcome to another exciting edition of Stand Up Sit Down. I'm your host, Nick Perdue, and I'm joined here with my beautiful, lovely co-host,
Gonzales.
There you go. See? And the man sitting across the table. This happens to be one of my favorite comedians. I remember the first time I seen him. And this guy is literally hilarious. His voice, these 4 finger points. Mr. Tony Baker, how you doing, man?
How you doing, man? Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Doing the show for almost a year now. Finally be able to get you. That's how. That's how in demand you are.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
I mean, you're traveling, doing TV and such. Doing vines now.
I'm trying to make it happen, man.
I see.
He's
you.
making moves.
I see it. I see it.
College, my kids' college tuitions is coming up. I had to make it happen fast.
That's right, because you're a father of 2, right?
Yeah.
So the Fabulous Baker boys.
I love the
Yeah,
Fabulous
man.
Baker
Yeah,
boys.
thank
How
you. Yeah.
how old are your sons?
14 and 12.
Oh yeah.
He got them vining too.
Right.
Yep.
See, you gotta have them earn their keep, right?
Earn their keep, you know what I mean? Earn your keep.
Oh, you want them new Jordans? You better get 200 likes.
You better get them likes up.
Right.
Better get that sponsorship.
Brand deals.
Yeah, the brand deal.
So let's jump right into it. You're from
Okay.
Grand Rapids, Michigan, but you moved to Chicago, Illinois, South Side.
I did not know
Right.
I was born in Grand Rapids. That's where my grandmother lived.
Okay.
And so shortly thereafter, I was still months out. My mom moved back to Chicago. So I don't even remember Grand Rapids.
So you guys have
I
no.
must
that's-
That was just the
Remember over
birthplace. Yeah. I went back to visit grandmoms, a few times, but it wasn't nothing stuck about Grand Rapids.
I've been there once. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
There's literally nothing.
Tornadoville.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did not know
but-
that. I thought you was like South Side,
But that's all I knew,
yeah,
growing
cool.
up.
That's all I know.
That's
Okay.
all I knew, because I was still in blankets
Right.
when we went back to Chicago. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, because you are like just on social media, like you really rep your Chicago teams, which
you
I
got to.
do appreciate.
You
because,
got to, man.
Some of these fair weather fans, these little
can't
bandwagon
stand it.
fans,
I can't stand it, man. I don't even like it when people come from a city with a team and they're not fans of that team. Like,
Yeah.
explain this. I always tell them that too.
Right.
Like, if you're from New York and you like the Lakers, explain
See,
this.
I'm a New Yorker, but I like Kobe.
That's cool liking a
Yeah.
player,
Yeah, I don't like the team because I'm a ride or die Knicks and Nets.
as you should
And
be.
I only like the Nets because they're in Brooklyn now. Before
Right.
when they was Jersey, I didn't
Right.
really care. But now they're Brooklyn. It's like I have to support.
That's how it should be. But people be like, nah, I ain't got to like, they be
Well, I
getting
mean,
defensive.
when you got the Bobcats or the Pelicans, then I can understand.
If you get a new team, it's kind of weird. Like, you're
Right.
already a grown person, then your city just now got a team from some other city. I get it then. But if you're like, you're from New York,
right,
there's always been a team in New York.
that's true.
You have no reason.
Yeah.
No reason.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear it. Man.
I
But
agree.
If you're from one of those weird cities that just got a team or the transition, like, Chicago's always had teams, so it's easy for me.
You guys have one of the best teams too. You guys had Michael, and then
Yeah.
and then you guys got.
Okay, see, I'm
Derrick
not
Rose on
even
the
going to
bench.
lie because when that era was going on, I was a Bulls fan.
Everyone was
Everybody
a
was
Bulls fan.
a
That's
Bulls
the thing.
fan. And that's what created my little bitterness about fair weather
Right.
people. Because, I watched people jump ship when he left the first time
Oh,
to
okay,
do
I see.
baseball. People was like, people just faded into the shrubbery on the Bulls. Then when he came back, here they come. Oh, get on out of here. Get out.
By number 45 jerseys
So
and
you had a
everything.
45 jersey?
Yeah. Huh? No, you know what? No. Nope. It's funny, like when Jordan left the Bulls to go to the Wizards, I didn't even keep up with him.
Wow,
I was like, bye. It's Bulls or nothing.
that's a fan.
It's Bulls or nothing.
You even turned your back on MJ, man.
Yep. The greatest player of all time. I was like, oh, you with the Wizards now?
Dude,
We over here with the Bulls. We over here kicking it.
That's funny. So you went to New Mexico State University.
I did, yeah.
Right? And so because you did a little theater there too.
I did, yeah.
But now, prior to the theater, like, did you do any comedy, or were you just like, I'm focused on acting right now?
Well, the thing was, my major wasn't theater. It was secondary education. But, you know, I've always wanted to act. And on campus, I would make my own little sketches and skits and stuff with my camera and my buddies. And we would just make, like, horror movies that were really funny. The horror movies are so easy to do, and it's just funny, like, you know. And so we were doing those, we did, like, fake documentaries and stuff. And just for kicks. And then somebody recommended that, meanwhile too, like, I was very active with the Department of Black Programs. So anytime they had like pageants or MC battles or any type of show like that, I would host it.
Okay.
And so that was my, you know, I guess my first training into like comedy. Like, you know, it wasn't my intent to make people laugh. I was just being myself, making people laugh, not even thinking about stand-up at all. And so that's what got my stage presence up, I guess. And then I did theater for the first time. I just auditioned for Mice and Men. And
that's a very serious role.
Yeah. And I got the
Who did you play?
role Crooks.
Okay.
Yes, I played a disabled dude.
I can't. I'm trying to picture you in this serious role,
Yeah.
but I just keep hearing the Tony Baker voice in my head, and I'm just like, this is not gonna be serious.
Yeah, I started out with the dramatic acting, and I ended up winning an award for it. And then
What? Do you have this on tape? Anywhere?
No.
It was before tape.
Before.
Betamax.
There's no VHS around with this on it somewhere?
Nah, not that I know of. And this was like 2003, maybe.
Oh, there's VHS.
Okay, yeah. So
It wasn't the 80s or something like that. How old y'all think I am out here? But so, and then I did another play with the same director. It was like a holiday play, so I played various characters, and then I did Fences by August Wilson, and I was the lead in that. And so that's what gave me the sack to be like, you know what, let me go to L.A. to pursue acting for real.
Right.
And so that's what did it. Because I was like, man, I don't know if I can, you know, lead a play. You know what I mean? All that dialogue to remember, and I did it. So I was like, all right.
There you go.
Time to do it.
Well, they say the best actors are comics.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
I believe. I want to see you do a serious role now.
Yeah, I can definitely.
Do you have any of these videos that you made with your friends? Like,
them somewhere.
I got them
have
somewhere. I got them somewhere, yeah.
you need to bring those out for like Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, I got to
something.
throw
Right.
them up. I got to throw them
Right.
up.
I will like everything.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I need to see this.
I got to throw those up for real.
Do it for the vine.
do it for the
Do it
vibe.
Do it for the vibe.
So
Yeah.
what was your first stand-up show like?
I did an open mic at the Ha Ha Cafe.
Okay.
And that was my debut. And it went good.
How long ago?
This was 6 years ago.
You've only been doing stand up for 6 years?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
So last month was my 6th year in comedy.
Anniversary.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, and so I did a set. It went well. I was talking about the difference between how men pick wedgies and how women pick wedgies. Comparing LA to New Mexico, and that's all I can remember. And it went good.
How long was the set?
5 minutes. You get 5 minutes at the open mic at the Ha Ha. So it was a 5-minute set. Did well, and I was like, man, I fell in love with stand-up immediately.
Right there.
Wow.
And after that, I kept going every day.
Oh wow.
Every day, I just kept going back.
Wow. I thought Tony was doing stand up for like 10,
Right.
15 years. Like,
Yeah.
you've been doing this since you came out the womb.
6 years.
That's great, man.
6 years, yeah.
You're like the prime example of like what grinding it out is. Because like
Yeah.
if his Facebook is always about I'm hitting these mics, I'm hitting these mics. I'm like, damn, Tony, I gotta keep up. I can't hit all these mics. And that's how you like. It really, that's how it shows in your work, man.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's motivating.
It's just, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like me being excited about something that I love doing. Like, 'cause, you know, I didn't start doing stand-up until I was, 30, 31. And, you know, before that, I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, what am I passionate about? Like, what am I into? Even though I was a major in secondary education, I just chose teaching as like, all right, well, I can teach kids and, summers off. There was no passion behind it, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I was just, part of it is just, being excited about something,
So,
I love to do.
What was that catalyst that made you say, let me just do it?
Just put it on
It
SAT
took a while
words.
because I was saying it like, I'm going to try stand up. I'm going to try stand up. I'm going to try. And I kept saying that for like a couple years, though. Like, I'm going to try stand up. I'm going to try stand up.
Wait, did you ever teach though?
Teach, no, because I didn't get my degree yet. I just dropped out and went for the acting.
That
full
was a
steam.
great choice.
Yeah, and so, I never got the degree. So, because, throughout college, I was working with teams with various programs and stuff like that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But I knew, like, if I did get my degree, came out here, I would start teaching. And then, I wouldn't have went hard at stand-up if I was teaching. Because, you got to, and you doing work at home as a teacher, grading papers, and then I'll probably be coaching. And then I'll be like, I can't turn my back on these kids. And then, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have no time to grind.
We need you, Tony.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Coach T.
I can't turn my back on these kids. Because knowing me, I'd be teaching at a low-income school, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make a difference.
Look, you get sucked in. I substitute teach, and like for like a month, I was at this one school, and these kids was touching my heart, and I was like, man, if I didn't do stand up, I'd teach these kids. And I was coaching basketball.
See?
I was like, man, these kids need me.
Yeah.
And then one day, things just changed. I was like, I need to hit this stage. I can't.
Right. They'll get you.
They'll get them.
Come on, Coach Lou.
Right.
Come on, Lou.
I literally have a girl calling me now, like, can you please come back to basketball?
Like calling you on the phone?
Yes, I gave her my number. I was like, I was
Look at
dedicated.
you.
I was
Look
like,
at
call
you.
me whenever you need a layup line. I'm there.
See? You see?
No.
When's the last time you answered the phone?
Like a month.
See?
I turned my back on her.
Turn your back. You
Terrible.
gotta turn your back on the kids if you want to succeed. If you want to succeed, you gotta turn your back on
Kids
these
are
kids.
junkies now. They're out there on the
man.
streets dodging bullets.
Yeah, man.
You know?
You gotta turn your back.
It's tough out here in these LA streets. Like it's the 80s now.
Yeah.
Kids going to school wearing the wrong colors because Tony and Lou ain't there
Right.
telling them what's wrong from right.
You gotta turn your back on these kids, man. If you want to make it in comedy,
Turn your back on these
turn
kids.
your back on these kids. Man.
Wise words. Tony Baker said it, not me.
That's terrible. Speaking of turning your back on these kids, this is the worst segue ever.
Right.
What has been your best show to date?
Oh man.
Since you've turned your back on these kids.
Since I turned my back on these kids, my best show. Look out for my debut album, Turn Your Back on These Kids, on Deadbeat Records. The best show, man, I don't know. Like, you know what, man? One of the best ones I ever did was part of the San Francisco comedy competition. And I think it was the last show of the semifinal round. And it was about 1,200 people. And it was in Santa Rosa, California at the Wells Fargo Center. And man, that was just probably the best one in terms of like the amount of people that were there and how close they felt. Because, it holds a lot of people, but the people still feel close.
Right.
And it was just like, man, this right here, it was like a high real quick.
This is it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I want to film a special there for sure.
Oh, wow.
Because they do specials there. George Carlin, I think, did his last one there. But, man, that one had to go down as one of the best.
With that being said, what was your worst?
Oh, worst. I did this birthday party at a house.
Oh, so you was invited.
Yeah, you're like, can you come do comedy at my niece's birthday party? I was like,
sick.
all right. Those are, that's usually a setup for failure at the house party. So we get there, it's me, I brought two other comics with me. And so we get there and, they dancing. Like they out there dancing, you get the DJ going.
Wait, how old were the kids?
The kids were teens.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids
Okay.
were teens. So it was just like, man, come on.
Was this in the backyard?
This was like, they were dancing in like the backyard patio area. They had us stand in the doorway between the patio and the kitchen.
Oh no.
So, Chaz went up first. He did a quick like 5 minutes.
Oh, so you brought openers to this
I was
childhood.
Like, I'm bringing some
Hey,
comics
he's
with
like,
me.
hey, y'all want stage time?
Yeah.
Right,
Don't
right.
be picky
So-
about stage time.
Right. Chaz does 5 minutes. He does well, and then I get on the mic, and it's just like, yeah, blah blah blah. I was on there for maybe 2 minutes, and then the lady's auntie, not the one that booked me, but somebody else. All right, we're gonna have to cut this short because they want to dance again, and then they cut the music back on.
Wow.
I was like, so I did 2 hot minutes of
Did you get laughs though?
standing in the doorway comedy. Honestly, I don't even think so. I don't even think I got one laugh. I don't even know. I don't even think I got into any of the jokes. Man, I was like, this is the pits.
How long ago was this?
This was over 2 years ago, maybe almost 3.
That's
maybe.
hilarious.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Well, I mean, but did they pay you for it? Like, did you
Yeah, I got paid.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's all that matters.
But still, it was a horrible.
Right.
Y'all wanted the horrible show example.
Was there beads in the door too?
But thank God, no. Can you imagine doing your set, the beads dangling off your face? Those little separation beads. That's all they are, separation beads. That's all they are.
See, so again, that goes back to the point of why he turned his back on these
You
kids.
gotta turn your back on these kids.
See?
They felt it. They knew I turned my back on kids. They was like, man, cut it off. Cut him off. He turns his back on these
Turn
kids.
his music back up.
Yeah, that's what they did. So they turned their back on me, essentially. Karma's
That's
real.
Like, well, how do you develop new jokes? Like, what is like your writing style? What's that
Usually,
about?
usually it comes out of conversations I have with people or observations.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times I'll be having a conversation with people and then I'll think of something in the moment, like, you know what, I'm gonna try that on stage. Based on the reaction of the people I was talking to. I'll take it to the stage immediately before I forget. Because I don't actually sit and write jokes out. Like, I don't do that. I write on stage.
Really?
Yeah, so I write off memorization and like, because I don't like to sit and be like, traffic. Traffic is like, no. And you know what? Sitting down to actually write out the stuff I already have would probably make my jokes even better, but I just don't have that discipline.
And that's crazy because these jokes are fire.
Exactly.
These jokes are fire.
Thank you, man.
In my head, I always pictured Tony like in like solitary confinement in his room with candles, his notebook, his pens, and he's just like going to work. Like,
no, and that's part of the reason why I would hit so many stages, because that's how I wrote. I would have to get on the stage and be like blah 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 and like say it a certain way, and if it hit, remember how I said it and stuff like that.
So let me ask you this, because one of my favorite jokes that you do, well, there's a couple. Like there's like the older joke you talking about where there's like a fly and like you can't be in the bathroom when there's a fly because you don't want it to land on your penis. Yeah. Hilarious. But you have this other joke that I like. The first time I saw it, we were at this event and you were opening, or you were just like doing crowd work or whatever. And you were talking about the TGIF guy who was singing the step-by-step voice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yo, I've never cried watching someone do comedy, and I was literally in tears, kicking the seat. It was ridiculous.
See, I've loved that joke so much. That's why I called them like, you got to do that voice in my Vine.
Right.
Like, that's where they all came from. I love that joke.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Just from
Because TGIF, it doesn't come on anymore.
Right. It was just, but it's always on somewhere. Like, Family Matters, the Full House is always on.
Step by Step
somewhere.
too.
Yeah, they still, and it was just like that guy was singing for every show. Perfect Strangers, Step by Step, Family Matters, Full House. It was the same that dry voice, and it was like he was like the Randy Newman, but his voice is dry. And I was like, who was that guy, man? He was like, he was just like. So I was like, man, it's the same guy for every show.
Hilarious.
And I was like, TGIF, ABC loved him. They was like, man, we want you to do another show. We got another show coming up. It's Carl Winslow.
It's a black family.
It's a black family in Chicago. It's a spinoff of. And yeah, so I was just thinking about that guy and be like, just throw it out there. It's funny because I feel like black audiences respond to that joke so much more than like a white audience.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Even though everybody watched TGIF, it's something about black audiences like, yo, Oh.
That's because we knew all the songs.
Yeah.
We would literally like sit up and watch, like sing the songs and come to class and like sing the songs.
Yeah.
You hit it on the money, man.
It's like they don't do songs anymore.
They don't. It just like real,
It just
real,
comes
real
on
quick. Yeah.
Like, and then they go right into the then the credits roll as the show
As the show's going. Yeah.
Because Scandal doesn't have a theme song, does it?
I've never even seen.
No, it just like it plays the opening and then it goes black
like,
and it says Scandal. And then, right.
That's it. There's no more. You know what I'm saying? There's
Because
no
why
cheers.
pay a jingle guy?
Yeah, but the jingles is what's
It's
hard.
catchy.
You're right. You're right.
Like, I had to watch the beginning of Family Matters. I had to hear the song. And like, you be getting in it. Like, oh, my show coming on. And
They
you
were
tell me
putting
this
in work.
Yeah.
They were no, and like they filmed the opening segment because everyone was always doing something and like
Yeah.
act like they didn't see the camera. They're like,
And that's a part of the joke I do now. Like people getting caught off guard by America watching them. Like, oh, America. All right, okay, yeah. Eddie Winslow washing the car, and then he sees America looking at him like,
Wait, I love how you call it America, too.
yeah, it was us looking at him like, Eddie Winslow washing the car. He's like, or they come down the steps and they just smile at us. You know what I'm saying? Breaking Bad don't come on like that.
it doesn't.
The Wire didn't come on like that. Somebody getting shot like pop, pop. You know what I mean?
That's funny. Oh, my goodness.
But like, you know, they just come on now. Like
I think the last of the shows with jingles is Law and Order SVU.
oh, you dun like people know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then they right.
And then you got
There's
the
no
horn,
lyrics, but they know it.
but they know it. Like you can be like, yo, Law and Order. You know what I mean?
It's coming on now.
Yeah, people request like, "Hey man, you got that Law and Order vibe? Like, I
Yeah.
need that sound in my life."
Right.
It's so weird. It's so weird though.
Huh?
Just having that sound like, oh, the the
Yeah.
microwave's done. Dun dun like it's weird.
And they got that little noise in there.
Oh my goodness.
Classic.
That's funny. So who was your biggest influence in comedy?
I don't really have a huge influence. You know, I grew up watching Sinbad a lot, and
I can see
Damien
that.
Wayans. Yeah, so those two, I guess a mixture of those two, you could say, like, because those are the guys I watched the most. Like every special, I watched, because I didn't watch a ton of stand-up comedy growing up. But those two guys were really, because you know Sinbad was clean, so I could watch him with mom, so she ain't like all that cussing. And so, and then for the fifth, you know, I get my Damien Wayans fix in and just, you know, so it's like a mixture of, you know, his act outs, observations, talking
Right.
about his family, and, you know, Sinbad, you know, he does the same thing essentially, you know, talks about his family, you know, growing up. And so, just a mixture of those two, I guess.
Yeah, because you're generally clean. Like I haven't really seen
Yeah.
you go off and just start cussing. Like you're a clean cut.
That's what
pretty
people
much
see
comedy.
me as, but I be
Right.
cussing.
I don't.
People,
I
but
can't.
people, I don't think people hear it.
Right, right.
I don't because I
Yeah.
can't remember you cussing.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
just
either.
be subtly, just you know, slid in. I mean, it's not like you know, no curse words are a punchline are essential to my punchline. So I
Right.
just kind of talk,
Right.
you know, and yeah. So a lot of people, you're clean. I'll be like, well, I guess.
That's great. You're TV ready. You're
Yeah,
packaged.
yeah. So
true.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
If it gives me more work, I will take it.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Take them glasses off and get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I know you're a host at the Comedy Store at Crack 'em Up Thursdays.
Yeah.
And I know you have a big problem with people who run the
Oh,
light.
let me tell you something, man. I've been hosting Crack 'em Up Thursday for years now. I think 3, 4, 3.5. And, you know, it's a late show.
Yeah.
You know, it's known for having, you know, a lot of comics on the show, so we go into the late night. And if everybody's running the light, you know, it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm still like, y'all still got energy, guys? Y'all ready for one more? You know,
So how do you handle that? How do you handle that and the hecklers? Because that's the whole other
hecklers are easy. Like hecklers are easy to me. Like you know, I've even put 2 of them on stage and crack them up. Like you know, like this one guy, he just kept talking. I'm like, man, get on stage and let's see you do it. And you know, he went up there and tanked. And he tried to start undressing. I was like, see, you resorting to the undress? Man, get off the stage. And then another guy, he was talking a lot. I threw him up there. He took an L. So I was like, yeah, that could backfire. You know, somebody could go up there and rip. But even if they rip, okay. But
Come back next week.
Now they can at least shut up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, so hecklers are easy. It's just, you know, comedians will get on your nerves after a while. You know, you're dealing with it. When am I going up? Can I go up early? I got the parking meter, like, you know, and I have no remorse. Because I went through that already. Yeah. I went through that. I paid parking. I went back to the meter 2-3 times waiting to go up. You know, when Esau McGraw was hosting it, I would go up at like 1:15 to do my set. You know, so it was like, you know, everybody can't be first on the show. Everybody can't be first. I posted that on Facebook one time. I was like, everybody can't be first. That way, you know, you got 7 comedians up there at one time. You'd be the Wu-Tang of comedy. Just up there. Everybody telling jokes simultaneously. Like, there's a lineup, man. It's like, and, you know, that wears on you after a while. Like, where am I going? Can I go? You know, and then when they go up, they run the light, and it's like, come on, you're making the show longer.
Right.
So it's like when you see the light, wrap it up.
Yeah. I remember I did a show and I was next. I didn't ask when I was going on next.
Yeah.
I was just waiting. And the comic before kept running the light. And you just see Tony in the background like this.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah.
You don't see the light?
You don't see the light? You don't see the light, man. That's why like, no, people don't want me to completely run a show. Because I don't run cracker. I will cut your mic off. I will cut the music on. If you see the light, you see the light.
Right.
And you just still gonna run it, I'm cutting the music
It's
on.
a huge light, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
just, you know, it's disrespectful. And you know, you wrote this post on Facebook. You wrote a couple posts. It was like a long time. But and because like, I've never seen you mad.
Yeah.
And so I still haven't like seen you mad in person. But I was like, Tony's a little mad.
Yeah.
I was reading. I was like, Tony's a little mad.
Like your Facebook be hot. Like
I got a short temper. Like, you know, people get on my nerves very easily. You know, I know I don't show it. Like, you know, but people get on my nerves easily, and so that builds up, and it's just like, man, you know, I try to make it funny too. But I got to get my point across.
Right.
You know,
the undertone is clearly serious.
Yeah. And it helped. Like, people was like, hey, man, you got to tone down going off. I'm like, man, get out of here.
I like all your Facebook comments. He's right. You know he's right.
They gonna feel that. Because you got comedians out there that respect the light. They get the light and be like, all right, let me wrap it up.
Right.
You know, LouLou's one of them. You know, she'll be like, all right, well, let me wrap this up, you know. But some people just be like, I see the light.
Let me get off when I get off.
Don't let me run a show and you try to get an attitude. I see the light. Oh, do you see the light? Well, can you hear this music? I would probably be getting in 18 fights a month if I ran a show, because comedians would be like, nah, man.
I mean, do you book comics who run the light, though? If you had a run, would you book comics who run the light?
If you're a habitual light runner, probably not.
Right.
Probably not. Like, if you known for running light, or I would tell you, like, if you're a comedian of stature, I'd be like, I can put you up last. You know, if you know for running light, I can put you up at the end of the show.
Right.
And I believe that less is more with a comedy show. I feel like less comedians is more. Like, you leave the audience like, oh, already?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, never tire them out to where they be like,
another one?
I gotta work in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you want them to be like, oh, it's over. We're coming back next week. But if you hold them hostage, they'll be like, man, I can't do this.
People getting up, walking out.
Because that's what's gonna stick in their mind. Like, that show was so long.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, less is more. And so if you run the light and I know it, I can put you at the end. I remember this one comedian, he's known, and he asked to go up, just, you know, on the throw. And I had just told the comedian, like, all right, you're next. And I hate telling comedians, you're next. And then I got to go tell them, oh, we're going to bump you. I don't like doing that. If I already told you next, I try to stick to that. So I just told her she was next. And then dude was like, hey, man, can I get some time real quick? I'm trying to work on my set for such and such, you know. And this is a known guy. And I was like, I can throw you up after, you know, one other comedian. He's like, oh, I gotta take off. I gotta get up in the morning. I was like, well. And he was like, just forget it then, just forget it. And then it turns out he was there a lot later. Yeah. But he tried to, you know, and I was just like, nah. And, I felt bad later on. Like, maybe I should have let him go up because the girl had a bad set. But still, it was just like, you couldn't wait one more, dog? Come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
So what do you feel about the current state of comedy right now?
I think it's in a good place. Like, I think with the success of, like, Kevin Hart, comedy's in the forefront of a lot of people's minds, with Louis C.K., Kevin Hart, like, people are like, oh, comedy is like, it's still thriving, it's still like fresh, and I feel like it's in a good spot, in terms of, and the variety of it too. Like, I feel like it's in a good place, like, as far as just stand up. You know what I mean? And cats are getting noticed, they're getting TV roles, and stuff like that. So I feel like, sky's the limit for stand-up.
And because there's more stand-up being shown on TV now.
Yeah.
Because, like, there was a time, early 2000s, a lot of stand-up on TV.
Right.
Then we kind of hit, like, a little dry spot for a minute.
It did.
Where's all the stand-up going?
Right.
Comic View
Netflix?
went off.
Yeah.
Right. But, like, Premium
Netflix.
Bland wasn't on anymore, so there's a whole
Right.
bunch of stuff. Like, Comedy Central wasn't even really showing stand-up anymore for a minute. You know what I mean? And so now it's starting to kind of come
It's coming back again.
and-
Comic View's back.
Comic View's back. Yeah.
Comedy Central specials. I'm like, okay, all right. I gotta
you
say,
doing-
Last Comic Stand is coming back.
That's
on,
right.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
heard
right.
about that.
NBC, yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, you did?
I did.
And
His face is like, I did
I did that.
is there anything that you can say?
I don't know what I can say, but
But you did. The
I
way
did
you
it.
said you did that
I did that.
confirmed a lot to me. Because your face was like, I did that.
I did that.
Okay,
Like,
but now let me ask you, like, did you do it like Rich Voss when he did it back in the day, who was already like kind of popular, but he did it and then he didn't win? Or did you do it like a Dat fan who, like, no one really knew, and then now he's stuck at Flappers every day?
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I mean, because he wasn't,
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know how they're going to edit it up or anything like that. But, definitely not, I didn't go far, put it that way. But
Okay,
I
well, let me
did
ask you this. Can you use it as a credit, though? Be like,
can
I
use
was
it
on
as a
NBC.
credit, but I want to make sure, I'm even shown.
Oh, because
You never know how they're going to edit
right,
stuff.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But I did a set that was recorded and, judged and all that.
So you just did one set, is what you're saying.
I did one set.
Who was the hardest judge? Because there's Roseanne, Keenan Ivory Wayans, and then who else is on there? Russell Peters.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wow.
They were all great. I got good reviews. I did very well on the show. Like, I had a very good set.
Did you meet JB Smoove when you did your set? Because I know he hosts, but hosts don't come out until a certain point in the show.
Right. He came in the green room and gave us all the pep talk. That was hilarious, by the way. And then he faded back out and went and, hosted the show. But, yeah, I had a really good set on there. But I don't know what they're going to show, how they're going to air it.
All right. Okay.
I don't know. But,
Can we
Tony
promote
Baker?
it?
huh?
Can we promote it?
I don't know. They gave us like strict guidelines on what to say.
We don't
and when.
want Tony to get blacklisted now. We're like,
Right. So I'm like, I don't even know if I should have said what I said.
It's on there now. It's on there now.
We'll get that out.
So, but they told us we could mention it. I think yesterday was the first day we could start mentioning it.
Ooh, you ain't getting no time. You was like,
Right,
finally,
right,
hey, do the
Right.
show.
And so it was like, because I think it comes on May 22nd.
Okay.
Something like that.
So May 22nd, make sure you guys check out on NBC. Check your local listings.
Right.
Tony Baker.
I don't know if they'll show me or not, but I could be on there.
Keep a lookout.
Yeah.
Keep a lookout.
Keep a lookout.
Keep a lookout for your live album, right? You just did a live album
I
recording?
did. I recorded it last week. What make it so bad, like I just had my appendix removed. May 2nd. I got out of the hospital May 5th. I went to Seattle May 7th.
Oh my God.
And so I did my whole set. I did every set sitting down the whole time. And that's not my style at all, guys.
Yeah.
I was sitting down the whole time, every show.
But that's
very-
dedication.
Yeah.
I just got an organ. Is it an organ? Yeah.
Yeah.
Removed, and I'm there doing my set.
I should have rescheduled though.
You should have.
In hindsight, I didn't. That was my first surgery, so I didn't respect the process. I thought I was Colossus out
You
here.
thought you was one of them
I
comics
mean,
you be
but
reading.
you know, like
Yeah.
basically you just went out there and you Paul Mooney'd it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you
Sat
sat
down.
down and I mean,
but
did you get laughs though?
Man, I'm moving around.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, the sets went really good, but I just sat.
I mean, you should have sat in a wheelchair and you could just roll around.
I wish I had a wheelchair, because my fifth show, I needed a different kind of chair, because like I was on the stool for the other four, and the fifth one I had to get like a cushion chair, and I had to prop my feet up.
Wait, how many shows did you do?
It was 5 shows. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1 show on Thursday, 2 on Friday and Saturday.
You should have just got a recliner.
Wow.
Yeah, I needed like a
lazy boy.
and my voice was going out, so it was just like
dedication.
Man,
Right.
I almost died for that album.
See, I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, so it should be dropping this summer though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this before we wrap up.
Okay.
So because I look at you as you're in this class of comedians. I see like it's you, DC, Justin Hires, Sydney, Clayton, James Davis. You guys are all like in this next up. I want to say. And one, I'm waiting for you guys to pop so I can step up and get into that class.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to hurry up. Secondly, but like, where do you feel you are in your career? Like are you ready for the Comedy Central 30-minute special? Like, are you ready for that or?
I'm ready for a 30-minute special for sure. Like, I'm ready now. If Comedy Central's watching, listening, give it to me. 30 minutes is yes. Give it to me. Give me that 30 minutes. Definitely. I'm definitely not where I want to be in my career. Definitely not. But I feel like I'm, progressing forward. So that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And it's always a good feeling. I'm just optimistic about the future. So that's a good thing too. Like I feel like I'm close to getting something more. And I definitely want that. And like my ultimate goal is to, I do want to do a sitcom.
Fabulous Baker Boys.
Yeah, I
want my writing credits.
I want my own sitcom. Excuse me. And when I'm not, doing a sitcom or like a movie role or other acting gigs, I want to tour when I'm, on hiatus from that.
Right.
And so I want the acting roles to fuel my stand-up comedy fan base.
Right.
Because I see myself as always doing stand-up, Because when the movie roles drive, the TV dries up.
You can always go.
You can
back
always
to the
do stand-up.
Right.
People will come out and see you, and I feel like you can just keep doing that until.
Yeah, and because I don't want you to get to the point where you're like the Eddie Murphy, where you're just not going back on stage.
I don't see that.
Go the Chris Rock route.
Yeah.
And
stay on stage.
Yeah. The stage is nothing like it.
Right.
Like when I film, like even now, like I always dreamed about being an actor. But even now, like if I book something, it's never that same level of excitement. Like if I got a good weekend at a good comedy venue,
right?
That's exciting. I'm like, I can't wait for this weekend, But if I book a film, I film something, it's never the same excitement. It's like, I got a 6 a.m. call time, wardrobe.
Man,
fitness,
you'll feel different if you was booking it with Denzel Washington.
I mean, like, but even then, like, I'll shoot it, be like, Denzel, and then you got to wait.
Right.
The finished product come out. You don't know how they're going to edit it. You don't know if you're going to end up on the cutting room floor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like, it's too many variables that are out of your control. But with stand-up, you're like, good. You can't control how the audience is going to react. You could have a bad set here and there, and that happens. But I don't know, the excitement is different. You know what I mean? So.
Two more questions. Because you do colleges.
Yeah. So
for the young comedians out there that want to get into doing colleges, like how do you go about that and how do you start getting booked for colleges?
That's a tough one because I got my college gigs mainly through the NBC Diversity Showcase that I did. And I ended up being in the finals for that. And then they put me on what they call the NBC Diversity Tour, which is basically they take a handful of the comedians from the finals, and then they take you to like a Naca showcase. Naca, they book campus activities nationwide. So basically, we got a free showcase for Naca from doing that. And so I got a lot of my colleges from that. Now, ever since then, though, it's hard for me to get a Naca showcase because all they do is look at a video clip of you. And so if you don't grab them in that first 90 seconds, then it's like, so the college nut is a tough one to crack. I haven't even cracked it yet because I got all my college bookings from, the NBC Diversity thing.
Right.
So I know once I'm able to showcase live, I can book the gigs.
Yeah.
But it's just getting to that showcase.
To the
so it's like,
point,
man, that's the tough part.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll do New Mexico State because I have a relationship with them. Right. So I've done that like 4 or 5 times, and colleges pop up every now and then. Other than that, but yeah. So I haven't been on an actual college tour since it's probably been 3 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Busy doing other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's next for Tony Baker?
I don't know. Like I just did the comedy album, and so hopefully now it won't be a slow summer comedically. Still plugging away. I want my goal with the album is to get airplay on satellite radio stations.
Okay.
So because you can get paid from that.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, I found that out. And I was like, what? Because I did Foxhole Radio like 4 years ago. I did like a set on there, maybe 4.5 years ago. I did a set on there, and people were hitting me up like, I heard you on Foxhole Radio. Oh, okay. Thinking nothing of it. And a comedian told me, he was like, yeah, you can get paid from the airplay. I was like, what? Signed up with Sound Exchange, and sure enough, got paid.
Wow.
Got some back pay. I was like,
what?
Yo. So I want the album to, hopefully a lot of clips can be, distributed through, satellite radio stations. And other than that, still auditioning, going out. And hopefully, I'm working with a couple guys that I write with on some TV show ideas for me. So we'll see how it plays out.
Don't you got a show on whatthefunny.com?
Yeah, I'm still working on that too. Animal Instincts.
And then didn't you guys have a podcast going on?
A Hot Nothing.
We did a Hot Nothing.
Yeah.
We still got a Hot Nothing going on, and I got another podcast too. I do with Thomas Fraser.
That's right.
The
TNT podcast. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So doing that as well. So
Man, you busy.
yeah, trying to make it happen.
There you go. And
So
so,
you're busy.
where can people find you online, Tony?
They can find me at Tony Baker Comedy. Just type that in. That's my YouTube. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. Is there anything else? Oh, my Vine too. At Tony Baker Comedy, and you can find me on Facebook too.
Follow him on Facebook because it's hilarious.
Thank you. Yeah. So just type in Tony Baker Comedy. You can find me all over the place with that. So
Cool. Sounds good.
yeah.
Where can people find you, Lou?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Lord as Gonzales. You can find me on Vine, Lord as Gonzales. You can find me on Twitter as LouLou Gonzales. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Next week, if you're at the J Spot, I'll be there May 22nd. So.
It's my brother's birthday.
Really?
It's a good day. Yeah.
And because your birthday's tomorrow, right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
your birthday
mine's
is tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Tony.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you guys can find me all over the internet at The Nick Perdue. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
Peace.
Done deal.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.